Yeah, I heard this funny story about this. It's a church in East Tennessee, and they went full woke mode, and they're going all LGBTQ and all that stuff, and putting up all the pride flags, and then they were having some gay marriages, which was cool. And then the church gets struck by lightning. That literally that day gets struck by lightning and starts on fire. And now I'm not saying anything, guys, but I don't know. That sounds like some divine judgment to me. Just saying. Welcome everybody back to Not Rich Just Bored, episode number 77. And yeah, of course I'm just joking. Calm down, okay? Calm down. I know it's not divine judgment. I don't think those people were being punished. It was just a hilarious coincidence. But it's fine. If you know, I think those churches should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. It's fine. But it is it is hilarious that it got struck by lightning because, I mean, come on. Like, the comedy writes itself, guys. Come on. Really, it does. But you know what? You know where the comedy is missing? The comedy is missing out of this. Like, there's just been an onslaught of weird shit that I've seen this week. And it's, like, really disturbing to me. Um, for one, hold on, I'm trying to find it here. There's, like, and this stuff might not have happened. It might have happened a while ago. I really don't know. It's just stuff that has come to my attention now, and I just think it's funny. Again, this could be total horse shit, could be total dystopian, weird, made up bullshit. I don't know. But I saw it, and people are saying it's real, so I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt, guys. If you want to waste your life and go do 16 hours of research, I mean, to really find out the truth, go ahead. But they're just funny and entertaining to me. So, um, the first one was like, there's a bunch of like, weird Labataquois people, as I say on here, that were asking to remove mom and dad from vocabulary and use gender neutral terms when referring to your parents. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, this is going to be a good one. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? So, open up your mouth. Let's see what happens. And yeah, sure as shit, it doesn't like disappoint. It's like the person's like, I prefer to be personally called Xerxes. And it's like, what the fuck? You just made that up. Pretty sure that's a Pokemon. I gotta look that up. But if you put a Mon at the end of it, it would be a fucking Digimon. Sorry about that. Forgot to mute the phone. Let me just put that down. Oh, you can't even, when somebody's calling you, I don't want to like decline it and be a dick. I just want to say I'll call you back. But the message thing, it's my work phone, and the message thing doesn't even work. I can't send a message back. But I'll be like, don't worry, we good. There we go. Now they'll probably try to phone my personal phone. Please don't. Don't worry, my personal phone's on. It's on silent, guys. We're good. Okay, guys, and we're back. Sorry about that. I had to take that call. It was a important work related call. But I was like, oh, because I always know if they phone the work phone and I don't answer because I'm already off, that's fine if they leave it at that. But if somebody ends up phoning me on my personal phone, I'm like, okay. Issue requires elevation, if you know what I mean. But anyways, like this, I totally forgot where I was going. That was like 16 minutes ago, guys. I was gone. See, it was like a blink of an eye for you guys. You instantly transported. But for me, it's been 38 years. And don't worry, or 84 years. And don't worry, we will get to the Titanic story because I'm sure everybody's thinking about that right now. But oh yeah, the mom and dad thing. Yeah, so yeah, there's this person made this video where they wanted to be called like gender neutral terms for their parents. And they were thinking like Yeah, it was like he's like, I like to be called. It was like Zergzin or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? What are we doing? I say this every week almost. What are we doing? I literally say that every week. I say, what are we doing? And I mean it. Like, just what are we doing where we just need to make shit up all the time? And like, there's that whole mom and dad thing, and then there's this other one that's it was on BBC. I believe it was BBC. I'm assuming it was BBC because it was oh shit, what's his name? Uh oh Jesus Christ, Piers Morgan. That's a guy, I gotta say, Piers Morgan, he did a fucking full heel turn on the kind of radical left shit, because he was kind of on the left side of politics, and there was those old videos of him, with the whole Sandy Hook shooting, and um, him like trying to roast Ben Shapiro, and basically, he was one of those guys. And then all of a sudden, in the last couple of years, he's kind of been like, wait a minute. He opened up his eyes. And ultimately, I think that's what's going to happen with all these guys. They're just going to, because that's what happens. You get pushed so much. Sorry, I got to move this. There we go. Sorry for the loud noise. I had to move my chair. If I don't move the armrests down while I'm recording, I just fidget a lot because I'm a fidgeter, and they click a lot when they're up. But I need them up when I'm in gaming mode. So, but podcast mode, I'm good. I'm more chilled. I'm laid back. Got the mic in my mouth, Got something else in my mouth too. You know what I'm saying? But I got the mic here. I'm just chill. So I'll just put them down so they don't click. It's probably annoying. You guys probably hear clicks in the fucking recordings. But anyways, yeah, Piers Morgan, he made like a total heel turn on that shit, and because it's like that's what they do. They slowly but surely whittle you down. Because even I was that way, and I tell people, a lot of people don't even fucking believe me because of how, how radical I am, thinking logically and with my brain. But the way I am now with politics compared to like 2016 me, like literally back in the day, and this sounds bad, but I was all about like Justin Trudeau, and like, I mean, I wasn't all about him, but I was like, like, this is all right. Yeah, let's switch it up a little bit. And, he wants to do some good things. He wants to be inclusive. That's fine. That's cool. And, I started my own hashtag back then. It was called You Go Doe. But then I realized, like, oh, yeah, it wasn't the government. Like, the government was actually working fine before. I'm like, the change wasn't needed. This guy's just a fucking idiot. And it's funny because all the boomers, they warned us because of Trudeau's dad. But, a lot of us didn't listen because we didn't live through that shit. So just like the people that warned the Americans about George Bush Jr. or whatever the hell his name is. Because it's like, yeah, because he is junior. Yeah, because George Bush Sr. was, in politics, the president before that. And then they had, yeah, Junior? Not, or what was the original? Was it Herbert Walker Bush? I don't know. I really don't know any. I don't know any of the past presidents very, like, by name anyway, besides like the big guys like Kennedy and Eisenhower and all that shit. And Richard Nixon too. Yeah. Good time to be alive. Every time I think of Richard Nixon, I just think of the Family Guy skit where it's like him outside. He's like, I think he's outside of a McDonald's or something, and it's like, it's all you hear is a pounding noise, and the guy's like, "What's that sound?" He's like, "Oh, that." he's like, "That's just Richard Nixon. Don't worry, he'll calm down soon." And then it just goes outside, and it's Richard Nixon. He's like, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall, tear it down." And then he crawls into the fetal position. He's like, "Nixon, sleepy." I love that fucking episode so much. Some of that stuff was so out of pocket, it was crazy. But, back to the subject at hand. That's what they do, guys. I mean, they'll kind of push you. They push you away, and then, like with, I was talking about my whole Trudeau thing, because yeah, I thought it would be good. I thought the difference, like just having a different political person in power would kind of change the country and stuff, but no, I was wrong. And, the stuff that he wanted to do, like legalizing marijuana, I'm like, right on, dude. Cool. and he wanted to do all the kind of more inclusive stuff. And I'm like, yeah, all right. But then I started to realize, oh, our fucking money is not worth anything anymore. Like everything is getting fucked up financially, and all this stuff that he did, like whatever. I mean, he didn't really do gay marriage; it was kind of already there. But like all that kind of inclusive stuff that was good. But now it's just like they've gone too far. They're getting down the rabbit hole, and he's almost doing a full like totalitarian dictatorship, especially with the COVID stuff. Like that was a fucking disaster. And I'm still pissed off about the whole COVID repayments, and I've talked about it on here before. Like, I don't think anybody should have to repay that shit. I think that's fucking bullshit. Like, you guys chose to lock us all down, and yeah, we're stuck with the bill. Like, that's like inviting, it's like inviting 10 of your friends out to eat. And when it comes to the fucking get the bill, they all peace out and you're stuck at the table. Like, ugh, I'm sorry. I'll get angry. I could talk about that shit for hours, and I have on here before, and I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole right now because it's no, I can't right now. I don't have the mental capacity for it. I'm running low on gas as it is. I'm very tired, but yeah, it's just this whole. It's pushing, right? It's just pushing, and the reason I like to bring up my past thoughts is so that because people always assume when you're like a conservative or you have that kind of mindset, it's like you're a radical conservative and you're a radical right-wing terrorist, and you just always have been that way. That's just how you are. And it's just like, for me, no, i I really wasn't always that way. I mean, to be honest, I didn't really pay attention to politics until like the early days, and then you know I started paying attention around that Trudeau election because it was getting hot. And then I'm like, you know what, this person, maybe can make a change. And then I just realized, like, no, he doesn't. And then when I saw the American shit going on with Donald Trump and just all those guys, there's like, they hated Donald Trump, Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, all that stuff. People always talked shit about all these people. But me being a logical person, I'm like, well, hold on a minute. I've literally watched these people. I've watched their speeches. I've watched like Jordan Peterson before he was super uber famous. I was a fan of him back then. Like, I watched a lot of his lectures and a lot of his stuff. And I'm like, this is the Nazi? This is the fucking Nazi guy? Like, I just don't see it. He's saying things that make sense. Now, yes, in recent years, Jordan has become more. I've said it on here before. He's different now. He's changed a little bit, but it's because he's like. I always equate it to he's become the monster that he got so demonized, and when you get so demonized, at a point you just say fuck it, darkness take me, And I'm not saying he's done that fully, but he does, sometimes he'll comment on issues that he probably wouldn't have commented on back in the day, but he does now just because he's considered a right-wing talking head, But it's just, that's the thing though, is that these people, and I feel bad for Jordan in a lot of ways, because I feel like he's one of those guys that doesn't, he doesn't like confrontation, right? He's even stated that before, that he doesn't like confrontation, but he just like, he has to stand up for his values. So, and he's taken a huge beating. Like, he really has. Like, they just, all those guys, even Ben Shapiro, and he says some stupid shit sometimes that I don't agree with, but everybody's like, he's a fucking Nazi and a bigot, and like, there's just nothing that he said that makes me think that. And I've seen people that I know on Facebook, they've been posting stuff. They've been posting stuff about like how with this whole Pride Month, how they've just lost faith in humanity. And I'm like, well, why have you lost faith in humanity? And they're like, oh, well, there's so many people just shitting on the Pride Month. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit. No shit. People are shitting on Pride Month because we know what you're doing. And I've said it 100 times on here. Like, it's stupid. It is literally dumb people being pandered to so that companies make money. That's all it is. Why do you think the companies change and go along with it? Because they want to make money. Because these fucking idiots that are captured by this movement that has nothing, it has absolutely nothing to do with helping those supposedly marginalized communities. It is all about it's all about good old capitalism, baby. It's about making money. That's all that fucking pride shit is about. It's about selling rainbows to dumb cunts. and I say that with love. I know I'm going to get hate for that. Corey, I heard you cringe from here, buddy. But I'm just saying, I'm serious. That is what it is. And I hate to pull this is kind of a right-wing talking point at this point, but you know, it's a little sad that, they get a whole fucking month and then veterans of this country that fought and literally died so that we could be free and you can be gay and everything else that you want to do, hunting, fishing, straight, gay, anything, just the right to be who you are, the right, all that stuff, all those freedoms that apparently are getting infringed upon. Somebody died so that you can have those. And those people get 2 days. They get Veterans Day and then there's Remembrance Day, So that's what we give for the people that fought and died for this country. I think that's I don't want to be a radical right winger, but that seems like a bigger sacrifice than, oh, I'm gay, I'm transgender, And most people would agree with that. And I think even most people in those communities would agree with that. Because they'd be like I've even had there's like people that I know that are gay and they're like, this whole fucking Pride Month is so stupid. They're like, and they literally told me, they said they are selling rainbow shit to dumb people. And I said, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. And I'm like, just let people live their life. And like, I recently discovered that there's this one kid that I go disc golfing with. He kind of joins us on league night sometimes. And like, I learned that he's gay. Well, he may be bisexual. I don't actually know, but he has a boyfriend or whatever now. But he was kind of like hesitant in a way, not really, but slightly hesitant to say it, because I'm like, oh, you got a boyfriend? And he's like, yeah. Like, he was a little shy. I'm like, dude, just fucking say it. I'm like, it's 2023, man. I'm like, nobody should be mad that you're with a dude, or that you're dating a dude, or if you're a girl dating a girl. That's my honest opinion. I know the radical right winger, I know, controversial. But no, that's the way to honestly just fucking do what you want, guys. And I always have to say that on this show. Like on my podcast, I have to say it all the time because I always get mad and I talk shit about Pride Month. So everybody's like, well, he must be anti-gay. He must be anti-everything. It's like, no, I want people to just do what they want. But I want them to fucking leave children alone, and I want them to like just chill down with the month. We don't need a fucking Pride Month. And I think I talked about it before where they were doing the June is supposed to be Men's Mental Health Month too, but I guess we skipped over that, baby. We got the Labataqua instead. But I don't know. It's just, that's the thing for most people who have half a brain. They just see it. It's just consumerism. That's all it is. It's a bunch of virtue signaling fucking little pricks that buy a bunch of rainbow shit to be like, yeah, we're cool. But that was a long-winded thing there, but I was gonna I was going off on a tangent. But what I wanted to say was, it was Piers Morgan that was on a BBC thing, and he was talking to this lady. I don't know her name. I'm sorry, but she was talking about how parents should have consent to change their baby's diaper, and like it's just, I'm sorry, but like again, I want to be like my knee jerk reaction. Honestly, my knee jerk reaction is that it's a meme. It's a joke. But I don't think so. Like she's on BBC. She's on a news network. Like that's dedication to a meme if you're going to do that, but it's just like, and they said like, I think Piers Morgan even said like, well, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to wait until the baby, like if he doesn't want a nappy, are you just supposed to wait until he tells you and just walks around, sleeps in a shitty diaper? Well, they call them nappies over there, which is fucking weird, but cool. Uh, yeah, it's like, and she's like, oh, well, because they can't consent, like, yes, it's time to change my diaper, mother. You have to, she's like, well, you look for a consensual sound, like a ah or a go. And I'm like, okay, look, you're a crazy motherfucker. And you need to back the fuck up. Stop being an idiot. All right? I'll whisper in your fucking ear all I want. But, like, literally, I'm sorry. These people at this point are beyond saving. We need a good rapture, guys. That's all I'm saying. It's just like when you're getting to the point where you're trying to argue a point of asking your child consent to change their diaper when they're a fucking baby, like, why? Like at that point, it's just child abuse. Like kids just fucking dragging a deucer around in her diaper, just diaper so full it's dragging on the ground. Like fucking, what's that Nickelodeon show? Super Babies? Super Diaper Babies? Is that what it was? Actually, I need to look that up now. Is that what it was called? No, it was Mega Babies, right? Mega Babies. Let me look it up. Oh my fucking lord. We're going down a rabbit hole again. Mega Babies. What a stupid fucking show. If you guys don't remember that shit, look it up. Because it was part of the intro where they're these weird fucking babies and they'd always shit their pants and their diaper would just be a mountain. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting nostalgia vibes here. Anyways, so yeah, you got these fucking mega babies just dragging around this anvil of shit with them. It's like, well, he hasn't said yes yet, so we can't change it. Like, come on, guys. What's next? Like, pretty soon it'll be like you have to your children until they're 18, when they're living under your house, they have to consent to taking baths too. Like, when I was a little boy, I didn't want to take a bath, but my mom would be like, whatever, it's Sunday night, bath time before school. And then, no, I don't wanna. I'm gonna go to trampoline. I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just kidding. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Calm down, guys. But like your mother had to wrangle you in there, but you still, that's how it was. Because if you just let kids have that's the problem. We're getting so free, and like we're getting to that point where we're just like we're trying to. People are just trying to find things to complain about. It's so weird to me because I really it just hurts my head. I don't get it. Like, oh. Like I said, same with the gender affirming care, like all that bill that passed where it looks like fucking The Masked Singer. It's like I believe it's members of parliament for the Liberal Party, but it looks like fucking RuPaul's Drag Race or something, or the fucking Masked Singer, and it's they're like saying that new bill about how people can get their children taken away if they don't affirm their gender. And I'm like, just fucking try, motherfucker. You just try. Because the moment you try taking people's kids away, you're gonna have a fucking civil war on your hand. And I don't blame them one bit. If somebody came into my house, I kick the shit out of them if they try to take my kids. And because that's what you deserve. Sorry, but not sorry. It's it's fucking stupid. And I don't think it's gonna get that crazy. Like mostly, especially, I'm from the Midwest, so I don't think it's really much of a thing over here. But in the bigger cities, I'm sure it's probably a bigger problem, you know, especially in like Montreal. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the woke, like what the LA, the California is of Canada. It's mostly, I think it's Ontario for the most part. Like the LA of, like Ontario's like, no, no, no. BC would be like the island. Like there's a lot more conservative values in like the inner workings of BC, but the coastal region though is definitely fucking, yeah, definitely the Cali of the liberal hive, we'll say. But I don't know. It's crazy. Just I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment. I want people to tell me like what they think about this shit. Leave comments because if you think like, do you think kids? Do you think we should be asking your kids consent to change their fucking diapers? And if so, tell me how many chromosomes you have. Leave it in the comments below. And also, instead of calling me daddy in the comments, you're now supposed to call me Zoxygrikale. Sorry, I'm just trying to be inclusive. Another fucking weird thing that I saw, and again, I don't know if this is fake or not. I hope it's fake, but there's an inclusive restaurant in Toronto. That's in Canada, eh? And it's a restaurant opening, and all the chefs have HIV. And like I know I can't make this up. Like it's weird, but apparently, yeah, all the chefs have HIV or they're HIV positive, and I just I don't get it. Like I said, it could be a fucking meme. It could be a joke. I haven't looked too much into it. I just saw it, but uh that's uh that's weird. And I don't know what are you trying to be inclusive for HIV people, I guess, but all I'm saying is if you see one of the chef, if you go to eat there and you see one of the chefs has like a scab or something, maybe go to the NW down the road. That's all I'm saying. Because yeah, I'm positive you wouldn't want that, whatever it is. Supposedly they've made good advancements in medicine, though. I've heard supposedly that they have. I don't know if it's a cure or I don't know. You can live apparently with HIV comfortably now, and like I'm not saying go try it, but I don't know. Medicine really is incredible, except for when it gets spoiled by money. That kind of sucks. But COVID vaccines. Also, I was going to touch on this real quick too. I watched the Joe Rogan podcast where he sat down with Robert Kennedy Jr. and he was the guy that wrote that book, The Real Anthony Fauci. And I haven't read that book, but I think it would be a fascinating read. I don't really read much though. I mostly read manga, so I'd probably have to do an audiobook of it. I just don't I'm a bad reader. I'm slow, but I love listening to things, so I love audiobooks. I'm so thankful that audio is more of a thing now, especially because I drive a lot. Anyways, stop blabbering, boy. And then, actually, hold on. Before we continue on that, I just gotta say, there's another thing. You always get those fucking assholes, hey? So, I'm a movie guy.
Charge complete.
Always have been. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, my thing just said charge complete. But I'm a movie guy through and through. I always have been. I love movies. And then, there's the books, right? So people would read books. And they'd be like, oh, the books are better, right? The books are always fucking better. That's what they always say. Books are better and better. And then now, you have audiobooks, right? so people can listen to books. And then there's people that are like, oh, like there's actual people I've seen that are like, oh, well, that doesn't count. Reading's much better. Like reading the books is better than that. It's like you're just trying to flex that you read. You read a thick. Oh, congratulations, Henry Potter. Like, okay, good for you. You read you read a thesaurus. Did you read the dictionary? All right. Did you study Harvard Law and read all the law textbooks? Yeah, you better get on that shit. Like, fuck, man. Like I said, when it was movies, there was movie adaptations of books. They were all mad. Oh, the books are better. Books are better than watching something right in front of your eyes. I have to think about it. But then it's like audiobooks. It's literally the same as the book, only somebody is just reading the book to you and you're listening to it. But no, oh, it doesn't count. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are fucking brain dead. Like, this world is imploding. But yeah, what I'm saying is, like, book readers are just fucking, they gotta be some of the most elitist fucking pieces of shit in the world. They're just like, ugh, they're gross. I'm sorry. Rant over. What was I talking about? Remind me. Come on, bring it back to my head. Oh yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr. Thank you. Yeah, that was a pretty eye-opening podcast, though. I just want to say that, and I think it's funny also that Peter Hotez doesn't want to, like, Peter Hotez, that the doctor that was kind of like singing the vaccine's praises and stuff, and I honestly just, after all the shit I've heard and all the lies, I don't believe in the COVID vaccine, and I actually think the COVID vaccine has made a lot of people sicker. I really believe that. I think it's fucking me up too. Like, I think, like, this is just conspiracy theory. This is just me thinking. I don't know. It could have been the masking too, because nobody was fucking, like, there wasn't much human contact for a couple of years. So now we're getting all the sicknesses out of the way. But I used to never get sick. Ever. Fucking ever. And now I've been sick like once a month at least. And, sometimes just a day, sometimes whatever. But I don't know. That's weird. That's all I'm saying. I mean, yeah, I'm a little overweight for sure. I'm working on it, guys. But, like, I take vitamins. Like, I take vitamin D, vitamin C, magnesium. I could list them all off. There's a bunch of shit. Literally, my fucking it's so funny because if I have a girl over or something like that, they think I'm a drug dealer or something. Like, I literally might nightstand, like, normal. What's a normal guy's nightstand look like? It's because maybe a cell phone and an alarm clock if he's old school. The dream diary, mine looks like a fucking CVS. Like, it's just like a Shoppers Drug Mart if you're Canadian. It's yeah, it's just a bunch of pill bottles, and it's not, and none of them are prescription. I just want to add that in there. They're all just vitamins and all that kind of stuff. There's iron, zinc, omega-3s. Yeah, chewable vitamin C. I got the mega pack of that shit. But yeah, looks like a CVS. It's hilarious. But yeah, I just found it hilarious that all this COVID stuff that was coming out, and like about how, like, Dr. Fauci's so corrupt and the amount of times that he's like been caught in lies, and just, I find it weird with that Robert Kennedy Jr. guy that they keep on trying to cancel him, like, and not let him do anything. And then he offered on Twitter, Joe offered to bring Peter Hotez on to debate Robert Kennedy Jr. and he won't. And to me, I'm sorry, but I understand. Like, if it was my podcast, I would understand him saying no, because nobody listens to this fucking shit. Sorry, guys. I love you if you do, though. Thank you for being here. But it's a small podcast, so yeah. I mean, he's too famous for me. Essentially, is what I'm saying. But, like, Joe Rogan is the biggest fucking podcast in the world. So if you wanted to go on a podcast, that would be the one to go on. And if you're so sure of yourself, like, if you believe what you say, then why not? But the idea that he's declining that tells me that he's not sure in what he's saying. Because if you're sure in what you're saying and you know you're right and you've done your research and all that, blah blah blah, then you should have no problem debating whoever comes in. But I don't know. To me, it just shows me that he's either totally cowardly or he just is so full of shit that he knows he get eviscerated. So I don't know. Maybe he'll come on. We'll see what the future holds. But um, the last thing I wanted to touch on here before I leave you guys is this Titanic thing. Now, remember, that was it's been a big talking point all week. So they went down in this, I call it a Cyclops because it's like I think it's called a Titan is actually what the little vessel is called, but it kind of looks like the Cyclops from Subnautica. But they went under there and they were going on this wreckage thing to find, or it's like an expedition to check out the wreckage of the Titanic. And this guy is like, holy fuck, this is a real deal thing. Because do you know how much he's cost? Each ticket is $250,000. And there was 5 people, I believe, and one of them was obviously the tourist guy, like the guy that does it. So he had 4 people paying. That's $1 million. So that's $1 million per trip down there. And yeah, so he took them down there, and there was a couple of rich businessmen, and there was a UK billionaire. I don't remember his name, but it's actually just they estimated that they had about 40 hours of oxygen left, is what they were saying. But I am recording this on Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. Sorry, I'm half brain dead. But yeah, I'm recording this on Thursday, and it's actually just been confirmed. I think it was like an hour ago that the Coast Guard actually confirmed that everybody did pass away. They're all dead. So that's really too bad. So that's like, that's very like, it's very unfortunate. But like, first of all, listen, guys, listen. If you're gonna pay $250,000, like, come on, man. You could, for that amount of money, you could go on a hell of a vacation. You could go crazy. But you wanted to go and see the fucking dank wreckage of the Titanic? Like, what are you, stupid? Like, I don't even understand that. Like, $250,000 to go look. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about it. Like, it would definitely be fascinating. I think it would be fascinating. But you know what? Send a goddamn robot. Send like a prawn suit from Subnautica. You know what I'm saying? Like, send a robot with an HD 4K camera on it. Yeah, well, maybe it's not the same as being there, and I get it. It's like Jurassic Park. It's not the same as being there, but you'd be a lot more alive if you did it that way. It's just, maybe it's also because I don't really like the ocean that much. Like, I don't like deep sea. It creeps me out. But if I had $250,000 to just blow on an excursion, yeah, I wouldn't be going to see some fucking rusty wreckage. Like, again, it's fascinating. It's part of history. But like, just, I'm okay with like, even, when I'm fascinated by the ocean and all the critters that live in it, but I'm not gonna go looking for them. I'm okay with watching Blue World or whatever what's it called on Netflix, Ocean Blue or something, Ocean's 11. I'm just kidding, chill. Yeah, Blue World, I think that's what it's called, but I don't know. Somebody will correct me. But I love watching that show. But would I go there to the Great Barrier Reef and touch a lionfish? No. No, I'm okay. I'm okay looking from a distance, all right? And that's the same with the Titanic. Let alone paying $250,000. Like, I had to look that up. I'm like, there's no fucking way these people paid $250,000 to get jammed into a fucking Vienna sausage and go down and look at the Titanic. And yeah, I don't know how many people that guy is taking on this excursion, over, I think he started 2020, they said, but like he's probably made some crazy bank, but obviously he didn't have it prepared enough like to for emergencies because they've all fucking died, which is really it's unfortunate. And a part of me though, there's that conspiracy part of my mind though, because there was that billionaire from the UK. I'm like, oh, like was this an assassination? Did somebody know he was gonna be there and be like, oh yeah, he went under and we don't know where he is? But I guess we'll see in the coming days what happens. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it really does suck that, 5 people unfortunately lost their lives, but I think, I mean, when you're going down at that depth and that, like, if you look at the vessel they're on, I don't know. To me, it doesn't look like the best vessel. It looks like it was, manufactured in Taiwan, if you know what I'm saying. Came out of one of those gumball machines. So it's, I don't know. It honestly looked like a build from like Tears of the Kingdom, like just people, using Ultra Hand to paste a bunch of random pieces together. So, and I've heard from people that have been on that, like not personally, but they were on the news and stuff. They're saying that when it was a news anchor or whatever that went on there, he got invited to do an expose on it, and he said he's like, when I went down there, I did not feel safe at all, and like he was just he had anxiety about it, but he felt like it was kind of slapped together. And mind you, they use like aerospace, like NASA technology and all that kind of stuff, the aerospace, what have you, to seal it and stuff. But obviously something went wrong with it. So I don't know. I'm sure there'll be conspiracy theories going on about, what happened. The unfortunate part too is that I think one of the kids was like 16 years old. Like that's shitty. So yeah, either way, rest in peace to those people. Yeah, it really sucks, but it's like, fuck. All I gotta say is you would not catch me on that. You would not. That is not a way that I would die because I would never be down there. I don't think I'd go down there in like a, U.S. Navy submarine, let alone, you know, whatever Mickey Mouse mash. How do you say that word? Machination? Is that how you say it? I know how it's spelled, but I don't know how to say it. Is it machination? Machination? I don't know. Machine thing. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah. I just opened Instagram before the podcast and I read that they that all 5 passengers are confirmed dead now. So I don't know what happened. I guess we'll figure it out once we figure out more. Once they retrieve the vessel, I guess we'll learn what happened. So I'll update you next week if I learn anything. But thank you guys so much for listening this week. It's been crazy. I'm disc golfing up a storm, having lots of fun. It's I think my biggest problem recently is just I need to get more sleep. I've just been like literally though, I've been playing so much like Zelda and I've had, events every other day, so it's hard to get it's hard to get time to sleep, you know. I'm just one of those people where I just kind of go till my battery runs out and then I'm like, okay, enter sleep mode. But then, that could be like 12, 1 o'clock, and then all of a sudden, you know, you're up at 8 for work. Well, you're up at 7 for work at 8, and then you're like, oh fuck. I'm just not a morning person. But it's weird because I like for work, I'm not a morning person, but I don't want to work afternoons. Like I couldn't do that. I remember as a kid at Walmart, I was working at Walmart, and like I loved working 3 to 11. But like nowadays, that would kill me. I would hate that. But yeah, when I was a kid, I loved it because I could just sleep in and do whatever. But unfortunately, there's no good paying jobs that let you work those hours and have a life. But yeah, either way, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to follow the podcast on all social media. Check out everything I'm doing on YouTube. We might have some streams coming up soon. Might have some other videos coming down the pipe. I've told you guys I'm working on some projects. Working very slowly though, because that's how I work on everything. I'm like an ant. Anything I do takes a long time. Yeah. Follow the podcast on all social media. Links are in the description below, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye, buddy. Sorry, I had to steal that guy's catchphrase. I just love that guy. He's got just, you know what I'm talking about, that guy on TikTok or whatever it is. I see him on Instagram. I don't have TikTok, but he's always got the, hello, buddy. Today we're going to be playing Game Boy and eating bagels over the fire. Good boy. Okay, see you guys next week.